You stayed the night at Istival's house after persuading Jek that you were all good, you saw no sign of Tarmiel until the next day when you had learned that he had been roaming the town, inspecting the walls and security of the town late at night and had come under some suspicion. Fortunately, everything has been cleared up this morning. You met up with him in the constable's office where there was, she was giving him a stern lecture on the laws of this place. And you had also gotten some horses from the Lady Morwen, the Duke's sister, so that you could ride out and investigate affairs in Jolkoun.
I thought we were traveling with Jack at least part of the way.
Yep, you had persuaded him to delay his trip to Firehammer Hold until at least noon so that you could go along the Dellenbiren route with him.
And do we think it would be worthwhile before we leave to go check out to see if the guard that went insane and had to be destroyed?
And if you put down like a rabid dog?
If he had any acquaintances or if there's any larger picture with the stone?
You are with Sherlyn Miller right now, and so if you wanted to ask her...
I would love to ask about the guard.
Okay.
And if he was behaving strangely in the last few days, or if he'd been hanging around with anyone, certain sculptors, certain courtesans. Okay.
When you ask Sherlyn about that, she'll tell you... well, it was very bizarre because Grengel was always a fairly quiet fellow. He had some friends among the guards, and if you go to the training grounds, you should be able to find them. If you speak to, at the drill field, just ask around, and I'm sure that you can find some folks there.
Sure. If we have time before we have to go, I'd like to just find out who he'd been hanging around with or if he'd been acting strangely.
Yes, because wasn't he supposed to be associated with the sculptor at one point? Didn't they?
Was he?
No, you didn't have any.
They didn't. We don't have a connection? Oh, okay.
Mike, your character's there, as I mentioned, and as you had told me, you wanted to continue to inspect the town's security. And so Sherlyn says, it'll be a bit of a relief to have a respite from your activities, but I'm glad that you're doing the town a service.
Interesting attitude to take for one who is charged with the security of this place, but so be it.
Listen, I've got enough to worry about right now without adventurers wandering around the walls at night.
Yes, wouldn't want to have any competition for your post, I presume. Anyways, nonetheless, on we go. It is Jolkoun, is it? Along the Dellenbiren River, shall we?
Well, we have
I just want to
till noon. I think Jack's delayed until noon, and this is now just morning, so we actually have like 2 hours before we have to actually head out.
I guess I presume then you wish to go to a tavern or some such and drink yourself silly. That seems to be what you do when we're don't have any pressing need to do anything.
We have a pressing need, though.
Yeah, we do.
And what would that be?
We want to inquire about the strange behavior of the guard that you have
yes, well, I'll tell you everything I saw. He attacked me and I burned him to death.
Yes. Be that as it may,
that's exactly what we saw too.
Yes.
Oh,
we would like to know perhaps what was this motivation behind such erratic behavior for a guard. Surely you must agree that a guard should be protecting the people, not causing problems for the people.
Well, having inspected this town's supposed fortifications and adherence to law, it does not surprise me in the least.
He very well may have other
having this conversation in front of Sherlyn Miller, who's just like giving you daggers with her eyes.
Sure, if that's...
Perhaps you could help us root out other of these lesser qualified guards, and you could be doing a service to the town. So you should come with us and inquire.
A fine suggestion, yes.
Rooting out lesser qualified, don't burn anyone to death.
Yes, next
cannot
time
make
we
that
will not be so forgiving.
Yes, I'm sure you won't.
You must
be.
have some other spells you can use.
Yes,
Perhaps
well,
freezing to death would be a good choice.
That's no fire. Cold is not. Cold merely preserves. Only fire.
Get out.
So let's go to the training grounds and see if we can find out who
He's been hanging with, or if he's been acting strangely.
or like when his strange behavior started.
Yes.
Okay.
So those are the questions we're asking.
All right. As you ask around, you are eventually pointed toward one of the female soldiers named Ashley, and she looks a little, I don't know, sad as you approach. She's training, but doesn't seem to be. Her heart does not seem to be in it. And what do you say?
This one's a slacker. I say that to myself.
I'm gonna let the halfling do the talk.
So, wasn't he Grackle? Gargamel?
Gargamel.
Is that how you open your
What was his
conversation?
name? You know, your dead lover.
Gringle.
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 Gris Gringle.
Oh, I was right. He was Gris Gringle. So, what's your name?
Ashley, we told you.
Ashley.
Yeah. You had
I'm
been
terrible with
referred
names.
to her. Yes, you're those adventurers, aren't you?
Perhaps.
She kind of turns
I see a reputation precedes us.
We are some adventurers.
We're trying to find out some more information about Gringle. What did you know him well?
reasonably. I mean, we all trained together. I'd spent some time with him outside of our service.
What sort of time?
What sort of service? No, wait, no, it's a family game.
Why do you want to know?
We thought it was sort of strange that he sort of went insane. Was he acting strangely in the days before, or did he meet with anyone that he hasn't met with recently?
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't really spent much time with him in the past 10 days. He's always fairly quiet and then has kept more to himself lately. Spent some time over at the Lizard's Gizzard with that woman.
What
I
woman?
describe whatever her name was.
Natissa.
I should write down these names, but I don't think my character cares.
Yeah, that would be her.
Interesting.
A second link.
What does she have something to do with this?
She seems
So
to be
you should-
involved with other ongoings in the town. So it's a strange coincidence that Gringle would be acting strangely after associating with her.
Have you told this to Lady Morwen or Sherlyn Miller? Or Captain
I think
Miller?
you should take matters into your own hands and confront her. You being a guard.
That wouldn't be appropriate. She's kind of a little taken aback, clearly, and it doesn't take anybody with their passive insight can tell that she's obviously upset about what happened to him and a little standoffish toward you guys, knowing what your role you had in his death.
We all float down here, Clarice, whatever.
We have not told her as such because we did not put the link together till just now, but we've also been trying to investigate the disappearance of a sculptor that has been in town, and he appears that he may have left town hastily.
Huh.
And we were unable
Sure.
to find him yesterday.
Well, Daggerford's not that big. I mean, would she know of the sculptor, especially since he's working on temples and stuff?
Yeah, if you mentioned the name, Alvin
Yeah.
Gisson, he's like, oh yeah, I'm aware he's doing some work, and there was the stone that we're supposed to be searching for was last seen by him. We questioned him a bit, but he didn't seem to know anything.
Is that Jack? Is that his name?
No, Jek's our
Jack's
friend.
the dwarf that's
Okay.
friend of Isval that's we're traveling with.
Okay.
Jack had a duplicate of the stone that had been made.
So who is the sculptor then?
The sculptor is the guy that took the original stone and cast a copy of it.
Okay.
At some point before Jack got the stone back, it was taken from him, and then the sculptor went missing.
Okay. So okay. Got it. Okay. Sorry.
Did Istval go missing before the stone? Or did he disappear shortly after the stone?
Istval has the stone.
I mean, he's disappeared too.
According to Jack, he had left about half 10 day ago, 5 days ago, up for the Arctic Forest to investigate the reports of gnolls.
But was that after the stone went missing?
It's about the same time.
Suspicious.
You know, you're not the. I've run this a couple times, and you're not the first person to cast suspicion on Istival.
I mean,
The
because
paladin is the obvious choice as the thief in this situation.
I think he's above suspicion because when we stayed at his place, I searched through all his drawers, so I didn't see anything.
I mean, Jack has connections to the stone, and there's two people missing. Accounts unverified. I mean, can't eliminate any possibilities at this point.
I don't care.
Are you done? I need to get back to training.
Yeah, so you really do need to get back to
Thank
training.
you.
There's a town that's probably full of dead people.
We
That's
should-
kind of what I'm more interested in.
All right, we should go.
So should we find the lady of the night and talk to her again?
What would we say to her?
That she's associated with one guy that went insane and one guy that's gone missing, both of them tied to the stone.
Perhaps it would be wiser to not let her know that we know that.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we just go and tell her?
Because that perhaps could tip her off as to our suspicions.
I think we want to tip her off, because then she'll confess.
No, I think it would be better if we played to our strengths and played dumb. That's like the closest to a joke you've heard Taramiel say in the entire time.
So you guys are in the drill yard. Do you want to go back to speak to Captain Miller? Do you want Lady Morwin is there? She's the Duke's sister, overseeing the training, or do you want to try to meet up with Jack
I'll defer.
or something else?
I'm inclined to just leave.
Yeah. Eat first.
Okay. You have your second breakfast.
Yep.
And after packing your things up, you can meet Jack at the North Gate, where he is accompanied by Scrolllock, the gnome, who is going to be accompanying him on to Firehammer Hole. That was the character that Trevor played last time. And he says, all ready to go?
Yep. Yes, we are.
Yep.
Are we going by river or by trail?
Horse.
By trail, because if we go by river, there's a Fey site that's incredibly dangerous
Which we should still go visit.
that Starless really wants to go to.
Is that the Laughing Hollow?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we'll make our way around Mount Illifar.
Yeah. Jack will say it'll be about 10 days till we get toward the fork that you're looking for. Nonetheless, we'll be passing by the Flotian estate probably in a day or two. And sure enough, the rolling hills and countryside are pretty mundane. You see farmsteads along the way, a few small hamlets.
Is Jack bringing anyone with him, or is it just he going solo, or?
He does have a couple, basically a dwarven, a small dwarven entourage with him.
Are they like merchants, or are they mercenaries?
They look like just travelers, maybe pilgrims,
Okay.
and he'll explain to you that Firehammer Hold is also a holy site for one of the dwarven demigods, Hala Brightaxe.
So we may have to actually protect these people, as opposed to letting them fend for themselves when we get attacked.
Just scatter.
But
He ran for himself.
you're possibly, are you asking Jack that?
Yeah, I'm trying to inquire. Are we the shepherds to this herd?
No, I can take care of them. We'll be fine.
We're the sheepdogs.
Prove it to this swing.
Let's test your security.
Yeah.
Dylanbeer en route's safe enough, and I've done enough adventuring to know signs of trouble.
Fair enough.
And your spider sense isn't going off right now with this group?
A little bit, frankly, but you guys made a good case, and I can see you're obviously interested in the safety of this town out here, so seems like good enough motivation to trust you for now. Because as you might recall from the previous night, he was a little skeptical of your group. And it was only thanks to the persuasive powers of one of your characters that you managed to convince him to let you share his accommodation. A couple of days outside of Daggerford, you pass within sight of a fine estate perched on a rocky bluff. Jack will point out that up there is the Flotian estate. There's an elf around here, lives there, Lord Flotian, Darfin Flotian. Friend of Istival's. I don't much care for him, but...
Istival or this guy?
The elf.
Oh.
A little highfalutin.
Not like you wood elves.
I know, there's...
Otherwise, there's not anything of particular note along the main road. As you get further, a couple days out of Daggerford and further into the Highlands, you'll start to see fewer and fewer settlements and farmsteads, and you'll start to see a few that look as though they've been abandoned, and even a couple that have been looked to have been attacked.
How close were we to did we pass by the estate? Like just like in the
within
distance,
sight,
or
yeah, a couple miles away. It's got a pair of like golden lions right on the long driveway.
So does
Go ahead.
does the estate have a bunch of refugees hanging out outside it like Daggerford did, or does he just turn them away and say, go to Daggerford?
Elves and
asking?
refugees.
Are you asking Jack?
Yeah.
Frankly, I'm not sure Lord Darfin keeps mostly to himself. He's got a whole fleet of servants, so maybe they're putting up some folk there. Couldn't say for sure.
Perhaps we should inquire about the activities in the area. If they have seen anything, it might just be best to know what we could be facing as we go forward.
At the estate?
Yeah, at the estate we should inquire.
Are we past the estate?
Or did we go past, or as we were...
If we want to...
I actually thought we were stopping. I thought we were stopping at the estate.
I wouldn't mind stopping at some of those abandoned farms and seeing if they left any larder behind.
Or if we decide, or if Jack doesn't want to go to the estate, then because if the estate looks safe, like it hasn't been attacked, we should probably we could easily go to the farms and start investigating there.
Jack says, I frankly don't know if they'll let you in. I mean, he's a elven noble. He's not probably just going to take any adventurers who walk up to his front door.
I'm sure our reputation precedes us.
You should test the security of this place.
I care nothing for this elf and his lands.
All right.
There's clear need for us in this ruined place.
Yeah, and Jack's on a timetable too.
Okay, so we'll just keep going and.
All right. Without belaboring the point, if you want, yes, you can investigate the farmsteads and find plenty of foods that were apparently left by whoever.
I can't let that go to waste.
Is there?
Your horse is just getting more and more overladen with sacks of grain.
Are there signs of blood at these farms, or are they abandoned?
Most of them are just abandoned, and look as though people left deliberately and cleaned them out.
Like prior to an attack?
Yeah. However, you do find that there are, along the road, 3 farmsteads you encounter where it does look as though it's been attacked. One of them is burned completely down. The other ones, the doors and windows are splintered in, and there are some signs of bloodshed.
Can we check for tracks? I just would like to see whether
Sure,
we're looking at names or
intelligence investigation.
And is this the same direction that Istival went to search for
He went farther north.
1.
Lots of blood. But yeah, no signs of tracks, possibly because these look as though they've occurred in the last 10 day or 2.
Oh, okay. Not like in the last 2 days, but
Yeah.
okay.
All right, continuing on. It's...
How many days out are we now?
It depends. If you wanted to do something
No, I'm just trying to
along
figure
the
out.
way.
No, just wherever we are now, because I'm trying to figure out because it was going to be like a day or 2 to the Flotian estate.
And then another
day or...
Yeah, I believe looking at the map, it's about, from the Flotian estate, another 40 miles to the turn-off to Jolkoun.
Okay. I was just gauging how much time has passed.
We have our own horses. If you're impatient, I'm sure we could just ride ahead.
No, not
The road
impatient.
seems safe enough.
I just would like, I'm just trying to gauge how far we are from Daggerford, the signs of the attack, how much more likely we are to. Because if they're raiding at this point, they can't be too far if they're raiding and then going back. So we could be just walking right into where they are.
Well, that's what we're sort of hoping for. That's why we're investigating.
I don't
the
think we're hoping to
town.
run into them. I think we're hoping to know where they are. And if the town's dead, I don't think we actually want to run into 200 gnolls.
The abandoned and destroyed settlements that you guys encounter are along the road east of the Flotian estate. After another day or two of travel east of the Flotian estate, there aren't very many farmsteads out this. It's rolling grasslands. It's not particularly secure. There's no significant towns in the area to provide protection. And notably, all of the attacks appear to have been on the northern side of the road.
So it's possibly even more likely that they're coming out of the Forlorn Hills.
Also, the roads are fairly empty. You don't encounter a lot of travelers, which is probably surprising given that this connects to a pretty major city, Secomber in the east. You encounter a few
But we also
merchants,
saw
but they're
dozens upon dozens of refugees outside Daggerford, and we see abandoned farms. So it's 2 and 2 together. It's not
Yeah.
that
We
hard
would-
to figure out.
As people would pass us, we would inquire if they have seen and where they are traveling from.
some of them will report nothing, but you'll encounter a few that report that they were harassed by goblins, and these are basically merchant trains that are pretty well protected. They've got guards.
But they're not coming from Jolkoun.
No, they're coming from Secomber, and they didn't stop through Jolkoun.
Yeah, well, no, that's what I'm just checking to see if we find people coming from Jolkoun, then maybe everything's fine.
Is anyone coming from Secomber reporting anything like the refugee problem that Daggerford's having?
Yeah, they'll say they have had a few people trickling in, but nothing to the extent that Daggerford has been encountering.
Cool.
All right.
All right, it's after about 6 or 7 days that you arrive at the fork where Jack says, well, me and my folks will be on our way east. Wish you the best of luck in your exploration of Jolkoun.
Safe travels. May your herd grow strong.
Maybe I'll, it's about another week away, but when I get there, if they have anybody to send word to you, I'll be interested to know what you find.
Fair enough.
And he'll bid farewell and continue on.
These gaps in attack remind me of a time when I was growing up in the woods with the wolves. And there were orcs that would raid and attack and then go back and then attack. I feel like there's been too long of a lull since we've seen any of these goblins or gnolls.
I too have experienced this in my youth with my pangs of hunger and then satiating them, and then the hunger returning.
Exposition. All right, so you guys are about, well, you don't know exactly how far off from Daggerford, but based on the maps that you received back in town, you would say, or sorry, not Daggerford, Jolkoun. Jolkoun's probably a few hours away from
All right.
this fork in the road.
Oh,
Let's go.
All right. Did you guys want to take any particular tactic or approach to Jolkoun?
Yeah, I think it would make sense for us to try to sneak. If we approach stealthily, perhaps if there's anything there, we can catch it by unawares.
I'm sure my horse has hide in shadows, so that should help.
You could actually just hide behind your horse, and then it's just a random horse walking through the
Well, I don't think we have
plains.
any worries until we get closer to town. We've got
course.
several hours.
But what's
when we
perplexing,
get
though, is Jolkoun is far to the south of this route, and all the attacks have been happening on the north side. This just is.
It could be yet another threat to this region. It is ill managed and.
But I do think we should approach with caution when we get close.
Once we get close, we do not know what could be there.
Because there could be 200 gnolls.
It could be 200 gnolls.
Okay. After you go for a couple miles down the road, you can see that there is a small forest grove up ahead that looks like it spans maybe 5 or 6 miles. The town isn't visible beyond.
Are there any more farmsteads or anything along homesteads along this road?
There actually are, and they appear entirely abandoned.
Maybe we should just leave our horses at one of these places.
Yeah,
all
that's
the
good.
bags of grain that we have.
We'll have to bring some with us. If we get lost in the wilderness on our way there, you'll thank me.
Because we'll have a train of, I guess we'll just follow all the birds and squirrels that go after all the grain. We'll follow that trail.
There's more than grain here.
Some gravy. All right, so we'll find what hopefully looks like a secure farm. I assume there's no animals at the farm like everything's been.
Yeah, all they look. These ones actually look abandoned. They don't look attacked.
How close should we get to town before we store our animals?
Well, I mean, I'd like to be at least a couple miles away before we head in on foot.
Yes. Okay.
It's a good mile out.
Mile and a half. We'll split the difference.
Okay. Well, you aren't within sight of the town yet. There's this forest up ahead. Did you want to approach go right up to the forest and then sort of surreptitiously move through that to try to get closer to the town?
Yeah, I think so. Because I mean, they're probably going to have, if whoever it is, probably has people watching the road.
Makes sense.
The road passes through the forest, just to be clear.
So we'll sneak through the forest and approach stealthily after finding a place for our horses.
Right.
Sounds good.
Go ahead and everybody give me dexterity stealth checks.
Oh.
Ooh, I crit.
Yeah, I crit too.
24.
Oh, I crit the other way.
You mean you fumbled?
1, yeah, fumble.
I got a 16.
13.
All right.
Total of 3.
So for the most part, you guys are able to move stealthily and keep an eye on the halfling who's
Dropping food.
whose food-laden pockets are inhibiting
Bag gets
his
caught in a
movements.
bush. He's just trailing grain all over the place.
And as you start to creep your way through the forest, it sounds like off the road.
Mm-hmm.
A bird lands on your shoulder because you're the one that's not moving very quietly, and it opens its beak, assuming you don't freak out at this point.
Well, I'm freaking.
It's coming for your food.
I'm going for my axes.
Okay. As you start to reach for your axes, a voice starts to come out of the bird, which has now kind of been upset from landing on your shoulder.
Look, talking birds.
It didn't say anything yet. It's been opening its mouth.
And you'll have to tell me if you decide to attack it, because it's going to start to talk. And it says, "Beware, the roads are watched. My name is Oifanin. You will find me in the east."
You're right here on my shoulder.
And the bird then closes its beak and stops chittering.
Should we loop around to the east
That was
of
a
town?
druid thing, right? Druid? That was a druid thing?
It could perhaps be some treacherous.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm like
Because that
looking.
was pretty weird.
Like I have animal handling. I'm trying to think if I have speak with animals. I don't think I have speak through
No,
animals.
it's
though.
animal messenger.
On one hand, I am suspicious of anything that is wild and natural. But on the other, he has
No.
turned a bird to a useful purpose, so there is value there.
Do
The
I?
bird flies off.
Any chance I would know of this? Because it does seem druidy. Would I know of
make
this
an
person?
intelligence nature check.
Oh, good lord.
Are you not trained in it?
No.
You're a druid.
Raised by wolves.
I was raised by wolves. I don't have any. I know animal handling and insight and survival. 8.
All right. Well, I'll give you the fact that you know the spell. It's similar to a animal messenger spell.
Okay.
So should we go loop around to the east?
If you ask him to
Promising.
find carrion, he's great.
Oh yeah, why not? Right?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem bad. Goodwill
This is
of
the-
some random druid.
So we still haven't seen the town. What's our
we
estimate
might
about
have
how?
some information.
You are about a mile into the forest. It's a fairly lightly wooded forest. It's not dense thickets and underbrush. So there you can kind of, I don't know, you probably can't see the edge of the forest to the south. So if you imagine you've been kind of moving south through, so if the road goes down the middle of it, I'm assuming you're moving through the forest here, and now they've told you to kind of cross over the road and head onto the eastern section of the forest.
Sure, let's try it.
But there's no
Let's do
sign of the town.
Let's do it.
Okay. Doing so, you can continue to move stealthily, and soon.
At the road crossing, I start wigging out and making people slow down and looking around and just getting
Okay.
a little squeaky.
You can give a wisdom perception check at the road.
I want to do something similar because the bird, presumably the druid said the road was watched. So
Only one allowed.
Or if anybody's searching the
I only got
road,
10.
like looking at specifically on the road for like tracks, that would be
Yeah.
an intelligence search check.
that's what I will do. I will investigation, right?
Investigation. Thank you.
I'm a city boy. I don't
14
like forests, so I'm not
for the investigation.
I got a 19 for investigation.
And your perception checks?
I only had a 10.
Oh, I didn't do
So
perception.
there's no immediate sign of
19 for perception.
danger along the road, but you guys inspecting kind of the ground will notice that there are some tracks, both paw prints as well as a few footprints that are smaller than standard humans.
Paw prints
Goblin.
look like wolf size, or
Yeah.
must be more goblins.
And Knowles.
These are not as large as the paw prints that you guys found in the farmstead that were canine.
Alright, well, let's hurry across the road and
Okay.
into the next woods.
Dashing across, you don't encounter any problems, and after another 20 minutes of kind of stealthily moving through the woods, a creature will step out from will actually step out from a tree, and it says,
Now, like a dryad step out from inside a tree
Yes.
or from the. Okay.
Or like a hole in a tree.
and it says, I am called Oifanin. I'm glad you got my message. There's trouble in the town to the south.
You're a bird?
Yes.
Wait, is it a female figure that steps out?
Yeah.
Okay. Would I perhaps know what it is?
Yes.
I mean, I think we'd all
Yeah.
know what a dryad is.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you're curious like about more details about them, though,
Sure.
you can make an intelligence nature check.
Oh no, I don't make it.
So what is the nature of this trouble?
The town has been taken by goblins.
Do you know how many
There is also an encampment here in the forest farther to the east of goblins and wolves. They will watch the road and attack you if you continue to the south.
Do you know how many of them there are?
Dozens. There are also hobgoblins as well. They have seized the entire town and taken prisoner those who were there.
Are the prisoners in the town, or do they bring them to the camp?
They were taken away. I don't know where.
Do goblins remain in the town?
Yes.
How many?
Dozens.
Alright, I take out my little bird cage with my birds in it, and somebody talk to.
I can speak to it.
Okay, I want to put a message on it.
That means writing what
Well, I have
It will-
I have animal handling, so
Yeah.
I should be able to.
Oh, you actually want to do like a written message? Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Because I don't think Animal Messenger is going to probably work for
Yeah.
100 miles or 80 miles away or whatever you guys are from.
No, I'm just gonna put a message on it and relate what we've learned so far, and have sent it back to the Temple of Shantae.
And I do have to speak with animals if we need to use that.
Do you know who leads these creatures, the goblins?
I do not know. They came through and surprised the town, seizing it quickly.
How long ago?
It was she would say, about 15 days ago.
2 weeks.
I don't know how much we can do against dozens of goblins.
Especially if all the prisoners have already been sent away. There's no point in throwing ourselves at.
We could perhaps attempt to infiltrate their camp.
I have not journeyed close to the walls, but I know they have fortified it.
The camp? Or the town?
Town.
The town.
They're planning on moving in then permanently.
Yeah, I'll add that to the list of things that I'm writing on my little sheet of paper.
This is a grave threat to
Will you be
Daggerford.
able to help the town or liberate it? I don't know if anybody is left alive in there.
Oh, so there are. Perhaps then we should sneak into the town and see if there are any survivors.
Yeah, and see if the goblins are in one big group or they're smaller patrols that we can take
We could,
out.
as I say, we could try to hunt patrols.
We will do what we can to help those in the town, if there are any left.
If you encounter trouble, you will find respite here. I am a friend of Jolkoun. They don't trouble me in my grove here.
Very well.
It's good to know.
And when we chop up firewood tonight, I'll make sure that you're not inside.
That was my rib. All right. So did you guys wanted to head for the town, or did you want to go try to find the camp that she spoke of in the eastern reaches of the forest?
I vote for the town.
Is a better bet.
The town is what needs defending. If there's any survivors there, we must liberate them.
Yeah.
She told you that the goblins did watch the road, the wolf riders. So if you're going to go, you may want to figure out how you want to approach.
Can she do some dryad mumbo jumbo and lead us through the woods? Or have something lead us through the woods?
She would tell you that it's simple enough heading in this direction south to get to the edge of the woods. If you want to, the grove really isn't large. It's only about the road passing through it only goes for about 3 miles before it comes to the edge of the woods. So it's not more than a few square miles.
Should probably just approach through the forest and up to the east.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can actually kind of draw what. So you guys have been going down the road to the south. The village is somewhere down here, and the forest is just kind of crossing over. And then the grove, her grove was there. So you had gone down this way and then crossed over here. And she says the encampment is somewhere over in this area.
Should we consider going back on our horses and leaving them in the grove for
No.
safety?
Just leave the horses where they are.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Not our horses anyway.
So assuming that the town is somewhere along the road down here, did you want to just move to the edge of the forest, or did you want to cross like back over and?
No, I think we should just go straight down.
Yeah, let's just move to the edge of the forest and see what we see.
Hopefully keeping an eye towards if we see who may be watching the road, right? Because they would not expect us to be behind them.
Yeah.
Because if we could take out a patrol, we should do so.
Sure. Okay. I'm not going to have you guys make stealth checks again. You were moving quietly enough before, but when you get to the edge of the forest, you can see a few things. You see farmlands surrounding what looks like a small town a couple miles away. So the town is down here. There's sort of flat farmland along this section. Hills are over here, and I'm not sure if you can see it from your vantage, but based on your maps, you presume that the Delambirian River flows by the town. Go ahead and give me wisdom checks to try to for perception to see whether you notice any folks
20.
watching.
Useless.
20.
So it's going to be 23.
So looking along the edge of the forest, you guys do see some goblins, or actually see one goblin that is perched up in one of the trees further down the edge of the woods that appears to be watching the road.
Just one. Can you illusion me up as a goblin?
I turn into a hobgoblin.
I want to just shoot it with my arrow.
Perhaps, but first,
Well,
let's see if we can turn this one to our...
could just wait until nightfall, and then they won't be able to see us. I mean, as long as we're
They can see in the dark.
far enough away, they won't be able to see us, though.
This one, though, perhaps I can sway its mind to our cause.
And this goblin was down the forest edge about a quarter of a mile, so it's going to take some walking to get down. So because you spotted particularly well. That
Or we could simply just... It's watching the road, right?
Mhm.
It hasn't noticed us. We could simply bypass it.
It will see us going across the farmland.
It's watching the road.
To be clear, it's kind of perched
Oh, it's over
here.
there.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. Yeah, and then the road kind of goes up.
So let us go deal with it.
Larger hill up here, by the way.
It's probably okay. If I were that goblin, I'd be sitting in that tree saying, "Look, there's people on the road," and then all my goblin wolf rider buddies and so on would come riding out.
Yes.
So there's probably more than just that guy.
We'll go deal with him. He's the sentry.
All of the wolf riders too.
No, he's the sentry. You were in the military, weren't you? No,
Yes.
wait, you weren't. You were the one in the military.
No, I was in the military.
You were in the military. You weren't very successful in the military, were you?
Brought down a lot of walls.
But my axes need a drink, so I'm ready.
He's the sentry. They wouldn't position every single little goblin right next to him. He's the sentry. He probably has a horn or some such.
I think we should just wait till nightfall and cross the field.
How cloudy is it out tonight? Right now.
It's pretty clear at the moment.
He'll see us under the starlight.
I think we should just take him out.
Okay.
I will approach him, and then if he...
As a hobgoblin?
Yes.
Are the three of you guys hanging back then?
I want to get close enough so I can shoot at it.
Okay. So
What's my range on my throne?
I have a longbow, so I'm like 100.
Dagger is like 60 feet.
Well, a hand axe is 20 feet and then 60
Yeah,
feet for
it's
long range.
60.
So I got a longbow, so I could be pretty far away.
So you guys you want to move stealthily behind him to get within range
Yes.
of the goblin.
And I'm hoping he
Yeah, we're gonna
walks.
have to be really close if we're behind him too, like in the forest. So
Yeah.
I think we're just gonna have to be super stealthy. That's our only option.
And I'm hoping
And you're
Tarmiel's
presumably
walking
not worrying about stealthing
out
because
a
you're
bit in the
I'll
field
look
to
at the goblin, yeah.
distract the goblin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm gathering is Tarmiel is walking up ahead as a hobgoblin out in the open. The rest of you guys are sneaking
Yeah,
behind
hopefully
him.
far enough away from the woods to divert attention.
Okay. Go ahead and give me dexterity stealth checks.
15.
10.
14.
Oh, I'm trained in stealth. So 12.
He does not appear to notice you, but he does notice you, and chatters at you in Goblin. Do you speak Goblin?
I'll just gesture.
Yeah, so you hear,
I'll be... And I'll kind of hobble up, I'm wearing robes and stuff, so I'll probably look like a spellcaster.
Give me a,
in Goblin. Who the hell are you?
give me a,
What tribe are you from?
just a charisma
Deception?
deception check, yeah.
18.
He climbs down and starts walking toward you.
Oh, okay.
Let's get him.
And he's still chattering at you in Goblin.
And I will actually make it look like I'm very old.
So this is
I-
going on. I need to make a perception check to see if I could sense any other goblins nearby.
Okay, yeah, sure.
15.
You don't see any, or hear any. You do kind of scanning around. You can see that the goblin that is approaching
I should have
Tarmiel-
clarified that, not goblin, but goblinoids or wolves.
Sorry, you didn't specify wolves.
You didn't say
You were
ogre.
attacked by 5 wolves. No, you don't notice any, but you do notice that the goblin, not surprisingly, the one approaching Tarmiel, does have a horn. So he's still chattering at you. And now he's within probably about 100 feet of you, and we'll say about a couple hundred feet of you guys.
I'll make some meaningless hand gestures towards Starless that we should attack.
I will.
You just
I'll
continue
have my bow
to
ready.
But actually, if he's within 100 feet, I think that's within range of
stab
charm
him
person.
in the head.
I'm gonna try to cast charm person on him.
Okay. What's your DC?
My DC.
What's the, and actually, what's the
13.
range on that as well?
I think it's I think it's 100 feet.
I'll double check.
Yeah, we'll be moving forward towards the goblin, but we don't want to run yet.
It's only 30 feet.
Okay,
So,
Oh yeah, you gotta keep going. Good.
I'm willing to assume that you guys might have coordinated that and planned that.
Well,
if
he
you
said
wanted to try to charm him.
Yeah,
he
I'll try.
said, but he said he might be able to sway him to our cause. So that's why he did say that. So that's why I have not attacked yet.
Okay, so you guys are just holding off.
I'm waiting to see if he's in trouble. Then I'll shoot. If he goes for the horn, I'm shooting.
Good call.
As he gets closer to within about 50 feet, he's going to make another wisdom insight check. What was your
18.
deception? I got a crit pretty much. Yeah. Okay. He's just like clearly saying like what are you doing here? Why the hell are you here? But and so he gets within 30 feet.
I'm just gonna be just gibberish back at him.
Oh, I might have succeeded. The DC was
13.
I succeeded. Wait, no, I need to check and see if they have a negative penalty on their
Do they have a negative?
wisdom. They do. So no, it fails. So it kind of.
Do you speak common?
Some.
I just walk up to him. I get like very like buddy with him. Like
Common.
I just start leading him more towards where I think my friends might be, and I take the horn away from him.
All right.
I'll take this. You don't need it for.
He comments about you taking the horn.
I just nod and I give him a gold piece.
And you can lead him off to your friends who are now along the wood line.
Would any of you happen to speak this beast's what
I-
passes for its language?
I do speak Goblin.
Ah, yes. What does it say?
So
He's talking to you at this point and saying, "Who are all these guys?"
All right, I will. Yeah.
he's
I'll-
asking who we are.
Tell him that we are powerful allies of his tribe.
So I say we are powerful allies of the tribe.
If he says so, then I suppose that makes sense. Yeah.
We were here to test your defenses, and you have passed. And I give him another gold coin. Gold piece.
So I'll relay it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you're doing very well. Tell me now. We do not have time. Yes,
Very
yes.
smart.
We do not have time to visit with your leaders. We must be on our way, because you have more than impressed us with your keen sight.
I assume you're
Yeah,
continuing to convince.
If I say
He's
anything,
nodding, yeah.
if I'm going to say anything
Yeah.
different, I'll jump in if I.
But tell how many goblin warriors are there amongst you?
Bob, Phil.
This could take a while. He's naming them by
Not very
name.
smart.
8, 9, 10, 11, 8, 9, 5. And you basically by him counting on his fingers, even though he loses track at some point,
Yeah, okay. That's a
you
lot.
can estimate that it's probably 20 or 30.
Okay. Are there any? Ask him who leads them.
Yeah, who's the chieftain in charge of this group?
You don't know?
We are testing your knowledge
Good cover. Didn't have to say it.
of your hierarchical structure.
Is that
Raised by
hierarchy in
wolves.
Goblin?
Raised by
He doesn't-
wolves who went to.
the goblin word for hierarchical, whatever that is. Somehow you knew that, but we'll go with it. He says, Gabala.
Gabala.
He's shaman.
Now you're referring to Gabala of the hobgoblin gobblers, right? Or are you referring to the goblin?
Goblin. He's very powerful goblin.
Oh, okay.
Where?
He
Powerful goblin.
Where is he? Is he in the
have
village
powers.
or in the
Powers.
camp?
You know, is he in town or camp?
He has base under mountain.
Oh, under Mount Illifart?
Do you say that?
What? Yeah, I'll say the name of it.
No, stupid, under mountain. And he points, and there's like this sort of slight hill over here, right next to the town, and you can see that there's actually a little bit of settlement on there.
Wait, did he call us stupid? Burning hands. How dare you!
So he is there by town.
He's under mountain in town.
Ask him how many wolves and riders are in the camp there.
So how many wolves and riders and other of your hobgoblin?
Oh, there are 3 wolves and 2 other riders.
Any other road watchers?
And who else is watching this
Oh,
room?
I'm very important to me.
It's June. Okay. Is there anything else we
I
require?
take you to Gabala if you need to speak. Yeah.
Perhaps. Are there any hostages in town? Any humans?
Where have you secured the hostages?
No, sorry, I was responding. He says, they've been taken. We got lots of treasure for them.
As we would expect, we were just trying to follow up on your
Gabala
procedures.
have plans for them.
What kind of plans?
He says that these voice spoke to him and told him to take them to mountains in north.
Are they with Gobala now?
The prisoners? No,
They're
not.
They've been
gone.
sent north.
Yeah.
Have you retained any prisoners here in either the camp or in town for Gabala's amusement?
We have one, but we have him.
Where is he?
He's hanging on a bridge.
Hanging until death, I presume?
He's swinging around.
Who is? Are most of the warriors with Gobala, or is he by himself under the mountain?
Let's see, I'm trying to think if you would know that. He said lots of goblins there. Like 100.
Ask him when they're supposed to report back to town to switch out.
What is your when does your next watch come into play? Who replaces you and when? Because clearly they cannot leave you here.
One of the other riders. He come and we swap. I go to sleep.
How often? So how far along?
We're in sun change.
Oh, okay. So how much time do we have? Like, where are we at in the? I'm not asking, I mean, like, I'm just trying to figure out like where we are in
It's late afternoon.
late afternoon. Okay. So we do have some time before they will notice the deeds.
There are many goblins. Do we have anything else we want to ask this one, or?
Probably should ask it
That is
how many,
gold coins.
if there's other armies they're working with, other groups, other.
Sure, I'll inquire about gnolls. Like, have you come across any gnolls in your travels?
No gnolls. Dog people? No.
No.
And the voice that the Gobala heard, where was that? Where did he hear it?
I don't know. He very mystical, powerful.
Anything else then? Tell him we have one final reward for him. Tell him to close his eyes. It's going to be wondrous.
apparently, our esteemed your
Start rummaging through my pockets.
has a surprise for you because you have passed his tests very, very well. So, but because this is such a great surprise, we want you to be so excited for it. We would like you to go ahead and close your eyes and put your hands out for it, but wide because it's substantial.
Okay.
Wider.
Split
Shank him.
All right. You can do so. I'm not going to roll anything.
Sure. Kick it to the ground. I take my gold coins back.
So I think we should hit the camp and then wait for another rider to come and hit that guy, and then that'll be whatever 6 less goblins.
Let's hide Should we hide the body? Or
course.
just leave it where we are?
Let's hide it.
Yeah, we'll conceal
Well,
the body.
Maybe stick it up in the tree.
I was going to ask, how hard would it be to put it back up in the tree? Because it stays high up.
Well, it depends how much you ganked him by. Because if his head's kind of flopping
See, if I
around.
don't know that, I'm gonna try to make it look like a suicide. Like he'd have like an arrow. Like, he's just like screw it.
Can't take the watch
Existential crisis
duties anymore.
Yeah. Wait, I'm evil. That's awful. Arrow through the mouth.
So, can we use the horn as a distraction? Can we? Is the dryad still following us through the woods and trees?
She left you guys to basically go
She stayed
through
at
the
the
woods,
grove, right?
but,
I don't
She was
think blowing the horn would be helpful. I mean, because it might make those wolves and so on alert, and right now they're not, so we can
All right.
go and gank them.
Do we want to wipe out the camp then?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to the camp.
Yeah, because no survivors and things. Let's take out that camp.
all right. So did you actually want to try to pose the goblin up on the tree where he was
How
on watch?
how
or-
hard is it?
You'd have to climb up and set up the body and.
We might as well, just in case. Then I mean,
Okay.
because if the rider's coming and doesn't see the goblin up in the tree, that might be weird.
He'll know us immediately now. He'll take
Yeah.
a few
I mean,
minutes.
you can do it without any risk to falling or anything.
Okay,
Then
yeah,
it's
well-
like you've got rope and you can.
Yeah.
We'll pull him up and position him.
Okay. Yeah.
If needed, we'll position him maybe like he's asleep. So if
Yeah, good
if
idea.
he's just sort of dozed, that way they won't be alerted immediately that why he's not answering.
Okay. So Bernie the goblin is up there, posed, looking vigilant. And if you want to make your way toward where he indicated the camp was, I'll need another round of dexterity stealth checks.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
23.
12.
22.
Also 23.
Yeah.
Ah, I'm the least stealthy.
It's your turn to stumble along.
Very
You
impressive.
can stumble along as a hobgoblin, though, so you're cool.
Yeah, I'll keep that disguise though.
Passive perception on the wolves and the goblins is not great. So, yeah, you guys can sneak up to within about 50 feet of them without being detected.
And what do we see?
You see that there's a small clearing at the within the woods, kind of right on the edge, where there's not a clear vantage of the road from there, but it looks like they've basically bedded down this area and have been camping here for some days. So there's full fire pits, and one of the goblins is asleep. One of them is there, and it appears to be like kind of like throwing things at the one of the wolves, which is snapping occasionally at him. Both of the wolves are laying down, or sorry, all three of the wolves are laying down but awake.
Okay. So we see 3 wolves and 2 goblins?
Yeah.
All right.
Shall we?
Let's get him.
All right. If you guys decide to attack, you'll get a
Unleash.
surprise. Roll initiative.
Ooh, terrible. All right, what was this?
So we don't have initiative.
Eight goblins are at 9. Starless.
8.
Terminal.
14.
7.
6.
Alright, and get the wolves real quick. Wolves did pretty well.
Maybe there's a chance I'll recognize one of the wolves. My
Mother!
my child, it'll turn out it'll be
Carmel,
my
you were
arch
at like
enemy.
16, right?
14.
Or 14, yeah. Okay. All right, so because you surprised the enemies, they will not act in the first round. So Tarmiel, you're about 50 feet away at this point.
All right. The 2 goblins. Does either of them have a horn?
No, neither of them do.
All right. I'm gonna blast a goblin.
Okay.
Eldritch blast.
There is one that is asleep, and so he is prone. So you would be.
I'll do the other guy then,
Yeah.
because I got a range attack. It's be 23.
You hit.
6 damage.
You slay it.
All right. I draw its soul away and get my temporary hit points from Darkwind's Blessing.
Right, and you're just staying 50 feet away.
Yeah.
There will be a little bit of not from 50 feet away. There is some underbrush that basically would serve as a lightly obscured area, but there's not enough trunks to where this is significant cover.
All right.
Starless.
Double down.
Arrow.
At
The goblin.
Goblin. Okay. Because he is prone, I believe you will be at disadvantage. Let me check my conditions.
Yeah.
Is that correct, Mike?
I think so. Yeah.
Does he have advantage for it being surprise, or is it just going for?
Well, it's asleep, so it's also unconscious.
Oh, I thought he was awake.
No.
Then I'll shoot one of the wolves then if one of the wolves is awake. I mean, I thought he was sitting up too. So I'll just shoot a wolf then.
Okay. In that case, there's no penalty. So
20.
your attack was that.
Well, we had advantage, right? Because we were hidden.
Yeah, I suppose you were both hidden and surprised, so that would be.
So I only asked because I rolled with advantage.
So I can roll just in case I get a crit.
Yeah.
2 16s. So 20.
Yep, you still.
So DA 6 points.
All right. You were firing arrows.
Yep.
All
My
right. Your
longbow.
arrow strikes the wolf in the neck, and it goes down. It does give a yelp as it does so, though, and startles the sleeping goblin awake. After it's Rennick, and then Waddle.
So there's just a couple wolves and the goblin still awake.
Should be 2 wolves and a goblin.
And the goblin is prone.
I'll shoot a wolf. I will probably get it. Yep. 22.
Yep.
For 9 points damage.
All right, you take it down with, what were you attacking with?
Crossbow.
All right, the
And
crossbow
I
bolt
will
strikes it.
move and
collapses.
hide.
All right, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Great.
Probably won't
13.
matter. And Button Waddle.
Throwing an axe at the goblin.
He is
20.
prone.
I get
Go
the-
ahead, you have advantage, but I think then also disadvantage.
Disadvantage
So
because you're long range.
otherwise you attack
He's
this.
prone.
Yeah, so it's a
So
wash.
it's but-
So it was 20.
16
20.
hits. Yep. Or 20 hits.
Hey.
8 points.
All right, and as the axe cleaves into his skull, he does not actually get a chance to get up.
So what happens is the goblin sits up, the axe hits him and goes back down.
All right. However, we're back to the top of the initiative, and the 2 wolves are.
One wolf, right?
Yeah, you're right. 1 wolf.
The lone wolf.
But a bunch.
Where's the
Let's
cow?
see. What is the wolf's likelihood of sticking around? Yes. Okay. So it under attack, it will come loping toward one of you. None of you had moved, right?
I moved and hid.
You moved and hit. Everybody else stayed far away, so it's just a chance of 2 attacks. It's going to go for you, Rennick. No, not Rennick. You, Starless. And so it attempts to bite at your leg with a horrible roll, 6 against AC. And we're back to Tarmiel. The
Right.
wolf's only 5 or 10 feet away at this point.
Cool. I'll move around so that Starless isn't giving it cover, and I'll try to Eldritch Blast it again.
Okay.
Get a 16.
You strike it,
9 damage.
and it collapses.
Alright. I'm digging this whole stealth thing we're doing. SWAT teaming it.
Very stealthy group.
So check out their campsite.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Retrieve
case
my
there,
axe.
yeah. See what we can find.
Digging around, you'll find 6 silver pieces and 1 gold piece among the pouches and such. Otherwise, the goblins had some javelins and mundane gear, mace. They have maces at their side that they never had a chance to draw up, and they were in crude leather armor.
Any reason we should stage that they fought and killed each other?
I don't think so.
All right.
And the wolves. Like,
like it was a gambling thing that went horribly awry.
Wolves felt the goblins were cheating. So.
So I think we
Wolves
should
playing cards.
Poker with wolves, right?
Yeah.
I think we should wait for the next writer to come, the replacement writer, and gag that guy, and then.
Didn't we already do that?
But wasn't that these guys that rotated through?
I think there might be somebody coming back from the town at some point, from Jolkoun. Because I would presume they don't just leave these guys out here forever, right? Somebody's got to bring them food, or they have to go back to town for food, or something.
We're not
Did
sure how
you
long
say
it is.
food?
Though.
There are
We should
some supplies about, so it looks like these guys probably stay out here for longer periods at a time. It looks like there is, I had mentioned some mundane stuff around, about a day's worth of food here.
Sorry, might be a bit when one shows up.
What kind of food?
Goblin food.
Human hands.
It looks like basically
Finger sandwiches. No literal
livestock that's been chopped up and.
I'm not all that picky.
So anyways, I think we can wait for nightfall at least, and then approach town, because it'll be less easy to see us coming.
Approach the town or approach the camp?
The town, because we killed everybody at this camp.
I have a better map than you guys have. Sorry, I'm just like, you're right there.
All right. So what's the plan? Staying here till nightfall?
I could rest, regain my power.
Yeah, let's rest. Actually, let's rest on the edge of the woods just in case anything comes our way. Elves don't have to sleep, right?
I have to just be in a trance for 4 hours.
Yeah, you can take most of the watch.
But we're going to stay here overnight, or we're just staying a couple hours?
Just until the nightfall.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Take a nap,
Sounds good.
because we're going to be active at night.
So will that be a short rest? Will it give us an hour?
Yeah, assuming nobody comes. No encounters.
Alright, give my spell back.
So you can wait an hour, regain some, well, powers, no hit points because you didn't take any damage, and you wanted to continue to wait a few more hours until nightfall. Then nightfall arrives.
Alright. Make our way, sneak into the city.
Yeah, let's sneak toward town.
Notably, now that it's dark, they didn't light any torches or anything. Not surprising given what you already knew about goblins. So, generally speaking, as you get closer to town, what you can see...
So that hill with what's his name is outside of town?
Yeah, just to be clear here.
Because that seems like maybe
So
the
there's-
place we should go.
The town... I'll also be having you guys make stealth checks momentarily, but is kind of encircled by what looks like a palisade. There's a hill, a smaller hill over here that has a pretty steep embankment along the side. And then there was a much bigger hill that's kind of, this is part of a much larger hill, but it's more gradual there. This is pretty steep. So did you just want to kind of make your way up among the fields to approach? Or did you want to try to go any other directions?
Well, presumably there's less eyes on us if we are not approaching the town and the hills in the way. I mean, if we are approaching the town from the direction that the hill's in the way. So probably that's the best direction.
So you kind of want to loop around.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if the boss is like in that hill somehow, maybe we can just take out the boss.
So it is kind of steep around a few sections here because there is a larger hill this is a part of. As you make your way around this way, you'll start to see there are some towers that look as though they've been erected. And kind of as you get a little closer here and you can see more of this section, this slope, where there's some structures at the top. You also do see that there is a tower up here, at which point I would like you guys to make some stealth checks.
Oh!
What's wrong with you people?
I got an 8.
7.
5.
18!
We were doing so well.
All right. So what you guys can see from here is at the base of this embankment, there's some water as well. It almost looks like a crude moat. Let's see, that would be a disadvantage from distance. Everybody give me wisdom perception checks.
13.
9.
12.
We've just hit a bad streak all of a sudden.
You notice nothing. So you continue your approach toward the town, right? You wanted to make your way toward this hill?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
with as much of the hill between us and the town as possible.
I'm going to ask Brennick if you think it would be a good idea to release one of the pigeons and have it fly back to center of town and see if anything shoots at it or reacts to it.
And hold of the pigeons, actually.
Yeah, we might be coming a little bit more
Yeah, over the hill, actually.
like the other.
Up this way?
Yeah.
The only challenge there is there are some pretty steep slopes, so it's going to require some climbing.
Yeah, I don't think we'd probably stick to the low. We wouldn't want to go up high.
Yeah, no.
We'd be right up against the sky.
You can also tell now from this vantage here is when I was having you guys kind of check things out, there is also a palisade around this section of the hill. Sorry, my drawing is getting kind of crude here. Is that clear? There's like a moat, slope,
Yeah.
palisade, and then this
Too
has
much palisade.
It's pretty heavily fortified, basically.
Yeah.
some slope here. The slopes look like, I mean, they'd be a
What are we gonna do
scramble,
if we walk
but
up to a palisade wall? Like what?
Or are we going into the town? Or are we going to go and explore this? And this is obviously this little mountain with this shaman is very heavily.
Yeah. I don't.
Do we want to change targets and go
I
after?
mean,
that?
unless we are completely successful stealth-wise, then we still have to like climb a wall and be stealthy climbing a wall.
Right, but if we climb the hill, we're going to be. Does it look like the palisade extends between the smaller hill and the bigger hill? Is it all the way around? Or if we know it's up there?
from your vantage, you can see that that little moat appears to connect up to another moat here, and you can see that there's palisade here. Unless you get closer, it's not actually clear how these two things connect. Because one of these is at a higher elevation than the other.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think if you kind of,
Typically, there'd be some sort of fortified hallway between them.
yeah, you've got the palisade. Yeah, this is not
Palisade.
Never mind. Ignore that drawing.
But
That was a
do we want to investigate the hill? Because at the hill, that's where he said his big boss was, right?
Yeah. I just like, I don't like the idea of being right up next to the walls when they can just sort of lean over, come around them and shoot us. I think we should back off.
But how else are we going to get in?
I don't know.
Could we get in from the water?
Yeah, maybe.
Like, what if we
What if we went around the other side? And then
what if
down
we went all the way around this way and tried
and
to
came
get
down the
in?
river? Yeah.
Yeah, let's try that.
It works
Okay.
for me.
So we'll go backtrack.
Yes. Everybody give me wisdom perception checks again.
Ooh,
11.
19.
20.
12.
Okay. The three of you guys, as you guys are making your way back around here, having kind of retreated, you can hear coming from the fortification 3 horn blasts.
Oh no. Either we're spotted or someone else is shooting up.
So, we hide
Let's make up to the woods.
in the woods or on the hillside somewhere.
I'd say for in the woods. I feel safer there.
We have to run across the fields when we might be riding wolves.
We
or
better
something.
get out of here anyway. And if they get close, we'll burn
I guess they
them
could
out.
sniff us down with wolves.
At least in the forest, then we could, if we have to run, we can just keep going north. Get out of here. If we're on the hill, we can be easily surrounded. I move north to the forest.
But we can get higher ground.
I'm already moving
Yeah.
north through the forest. I've decided this is the proper way.
I think you're correct.
Yeah, I think we should go back to the campsite. Because there's at least some fortification there.
Well, there's nothing
It
there.
was
no.
just a clearing.
Yeah.
We should get back to the grove.
All right, sure. Let's head north.
Let's head to the grove.
Okay, back to the forest. You guys, this is about
Yeah,
a
we-
mile off.
We double time it. I mean, we're not interested, I don't think, in trying to sneak at this point. We're just belting across the.
Yep. Yeah, running, it's a mile, so you can get there in 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. And to the forest.
The 4-minute mile. We're gonna break it. Come on, Elf.
And did you want to go to the goblin encampment, or did you want to make it back to where the
we should go
dryad
to the
was?
grove.
So the dryad, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's our only real secure point-ish.
All right.
Well, she should be able to sense where they are in the forest too, if they're coming through.
It might, yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe she'll have her backs. We'll see.
All right. When you arrive back where she was,
We kicked the hornet's nest. Now we're in trouble.
We did kill 3 goblins so far.
We kind of threw the entire goblin army here. I hope that's okay.
she says, "It seems that you've alerted them to your presence.
Yes.
A little
Are
bit.
you seeking to hide?
Yes.
I'll cast a spell that will allow you to pass without notice, so that you can, so that their wolves won't find you." And she casts.
That would have been helpful the first time. Just saying.
She casts pass without trace on the group of you. So.
How long does it last? Concentration. Damn it.
1 minute.
Do we need to keep going all the way back to the farm?
No.
Too far?
This-
If they send out a bunch of goblins, maybe then we can try to sneak back in and gack the shaman.
Yeah.
This will allow you to pass without leaving scent or sound or scent or physical trace for an hour.
Okay.
So if you wish to move about in the forest, you should be safe. They will try to find you in the forest, but I can deter them if you want to make your way back toward the town.
They certainly won't expect us to head back.
Yeah. Nice. Right.
All right, let's go back to town. Maybe we'll go around the bottom side and go up the river.
Yeah, let's get that shaman. Let's go for the big mountain. Let's
Yeah.
go there.
Okay.
Town is dead to us.
Or we
All right.
could just go around the whole forest, come down the river. I guess that'd probably be easier.
So you have about an hour before the spell wears off. It'll take about 20 minutes to now get back over here. And you can see at this point, there you can hear some commotion both within the town as well as you hear some barking out in the fields.
Yeah, let's loop around the other side because they won't expect that.
Yeah, we'll
Cool.
go down the river and we'll
Okay, so you're going all the way around?
Yeah, we'll loop.
That'll be about another 20 minutes because it's a fairly
We got 20 minutes. We're good.
mile.
Once we start shooting, the spell's not going to be very useful.
Yeah, it's not pass without sight, just pass without trace.
Although maybe we could try to convince them we're an illusion. We're just illusions. You can't smell us.
So,
You don't see us.
on the other side of the hill, you can see that, again, this section here is built up. There's a slope with a palisade. The river runs just at the base of.
So, it's a wild guess. A little bit of a Hail Mary, a little Doug Flutie action to Gerard Phelan going on. But as we go around the edge of the river, I want to investigate and see if I can find any hidden bolt holes. Every goblin is always... This is the little secret exit that the big boss has to
This
escape.
is usually a human town. They might
No, but remember the goblins are down there. That's the
They
little palisade.
fortified
outside.
it. I got you, but yeah.
I want to just check to see as we go along to see if I notice any caves or openings or anything that's a little bolt hole or something like that.
Okay, make a wisdom perception
I
check.
like his thinking. I'm gonna.
Would that be intelligence
look
investigate?
too.
It depends on.
Could I go perception?
I'll let people make perception or wisdom checks. You'll get different information.
Elder Cave.
Depending.
Rawr.
17 perception.
20 perception.
Only a 9 for my investigate.
You're just.
I
Yeah.
I don't think there's gonna
Okay.
be a bolt hole.
If we find a secret entrance to the dungeon,
You don't.
in your face.
It's gonna be an owlbear cave.
You don't. You don't find a bolt hole exactly, but what you do find is that as you get there's a road that basically runs along outside of the town here. So there's basically a gate here. This runs right next to that hill where the fortification was, and you see, those of you through the darkness, what looks like a silhouette of a bridge or something that spans between this hill and this hill over over the moat. So what you effectively have is, if you imagine this is the slope and these are the palisades, and then there's a slope over here and there's some water here, you guys spot a silhouette of some type of structure spanning that, and this goes directly into the hillside.
Is there a figure hanging from it?
You got a 20, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, that's the guy. That's a little warning sign. All right, I think we just found our entrance into the big boss's.
Sure,
Well,
let's
if
try
he's
it.
local too, if we rescue him, he might know some secret ways.
I think he might be a little bit.
I don't think I have Speak with Dead yet.
I can't animate dead yet, so yeah, I don't think we're gonna have him joining our cause.
So getting to the bridge is going to be a bit of a challenge. You've got this whole is sloped with palisade at the top, and this section is built into this steeper hill. So pretty much man, that's just a mess at this point. The only approach you have at this point is to kind of go up this way and then come back down.
Yeah.
And if you want to do that, well, tell me how you want to do that. Do you want to try to move quietly and stealthily? Do you want to try to scramble up these sides?
Could we stealth into the moat between the hill and the other hill? I mean, it's full of, poop and mud and who knows, crocodiles, but...
You can try if you want. Yeah, there's sort of a from your vantage over here, the moat goes all the way around, so you could just slide down into the moat.
Does the bridge have it looks like, is it a covered bridge?
It's hard to tell with the silhouette,
Okay.
but it does appear kind of a blocky structure, so
Alright.
that might be a reasonable deduction.
I'd vote for stealth. We got rope.
I might have short arms and legs, but I'm like a monkey.
I'm
I can
terrible
go
at
climbing.
climbing, but I'm sure one of you can carry me.
Yeah. I'd rather stealth under the bridge.
Then what, though?
See if we can climb up on it from there, maybe.
The
Maybe
body
not.
that's hanging there is hanging about 20 feet above the
Oh wow,
water.
that's a huge distance. Never mind. That's too far.
Let's go up the hill.
Yeah, over the hill.
Try to sneak up. and
Okay.
then Come down. To the bridge.
I need a combination of first athletics checks to see how well you're going to scramble along this hill. Let me know if you get below 10.
8.
24.
I do.
If I
Below
do.
10. I get below 10 on both.
10!
Okay, because the
8 on athletics. Oh wait, no, I'm
those-
trained in it.
Yeah.
Like
10.
a monkey.
Okay.
24.
If you failed the athletics check, you'll be at disadvantage on the stealth check.
It doesn't matter. I blew the stealth check. Unless I do it worse.
Stealth
10.
check next.
Stealth 15.
Mine's 6.
Oh.
24
7.
again. No, 23.
Fortunately, they are at disadvantage because they're not looking for you there. You guys get to where you are looking down on this and don't appear to have alerted anybody to your...
So is there cover on the bridge? Is there a roof?
Yes, it's covered.
So
can
it-
we squeeze between it and the hill? Is there any way to get in that we can see?
Why not just go across the top of it?
We could.
It'd be nice if we could just go directly into the hill.
Yeah. I mean, it's best to go in quietly.
What you can tell is the bridge is about 20 feet above the moat floor and 20 feet above the upper village, or below the village. It shouldn't be difficult to sort of slide down the slope to get to the top of the covered bridge. The covered bridge looks like it's just covered in timbers. And from your current vantage, it's not clear if there's a way in or not. If you were down on the bridge, you might be able to see.
Let's get down to the bridge and then see if we have to, we'll stealth across it, and if we have to, we'll run across it.
The covered bridge also doesn't.
Windows on it?
My brain's not entirely clear. You might deduce that there's a window on it because this guy's hanging.
I mean,
from something.
yeah, I was gonna say somehow they had to get him out there and hanging on something.
I also wanted to redraw this a bit because this is actually going still into a slope. So the palisade is actually up here.
Oh, okay.
So this connects two different
Holes.
That's
Yeah.
good. Well, they probably don't watch this area between the things very closely. I mean, they'll want an alert. Whatever. We'll find out.
I'll have to tell you guys afterwards kind of what happened here because it's funny. So you guys can slide down there without a problem. Once you're down there, yes, you can make out that there is a window right there.
Cool.
But it looks to be shuttered.
Can somebody just hold on to my legs and I'll see if I can open it?
Sounds good to me. You're strong.
I'm strong.
The halfling holds on to my legs. Great.
Like a gorilla.
Chimpanzee strength.
Tiny little legs, ginormous arms.
Yeah, someone's gonna have to hold on to my leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just lower me over and I'll be upside down and I'll see if I can just kind of open them.
All right. What are you trying to open them?
I just want to see if I can tease them open gently with my hands and see if they're shuttered with a bar or anything like that.
They do, and you kind of give them a shake or a pull. They do appear to be held shut somehow, a latch or something. So it's going to take a little bit more force or
I'm a
finesse
rogue.
to open it.
This is what I do. I'm going to try and beef it open.
All right, suspended upside down.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is a
Cinematic.
cinematic moment.
It's all Mission Impossible.
Dun 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 dun.
16.
Nice.
You do so. Yeah, you can
Two.
flip a latch that's kind of on the inside, and the shutters can open. You can see the fellow hanging down here looks to have been dead for about a week.
Okay.
So he's a little juicy at this
I
point.
mentally note to cut him down later, but right now he's got to stay there.
You can see there is a holy symbol hanging from his neck.
Nice.
Did you want to get pulled back up, or are you going in?
I think I need to go in.
All right.
Who dares wins?
The little gorilla.
I'll stealth my way in, I think.
All right. Go ahead and make a dexterity.
With some acrobatics.
It's actually acrobatics, probably
Yeah.
to swing in.
That's what I'm
And
doing. I drop my legs and I'll drop myself in. Acrobatics, I roll a 1. I got a 6. Sploosh.
I will.
Hanging from the hanged man.
So you kind of try to do one of these flips where you like go from upside down, using your ankles or your feet to swoop in, and you kind of miss. So try to grab onto give me a dexterity saving throw to grab onto the rope or the body.
Saving throws. That's just
Proficiency if you have
Proficient
proficiency with the plus dexterity.
12.
Okay, yeah, you grab onto the rope.
The rope or the dude?
The rope.
Nice meeting you here.
He's kind of hanging below him.
Excuse me, sir. Awkward.
At least you can just climb the rope up.
I can see what the holy symbol is now.
Yeah, it looks like it's a quartz holy symbol of Chantia, a rose.
Oh, that's the guy's buddy.
Hadash, who you'd spoken to, had
Right.
said there was a priest of Chantia here.
I'll pocket that and climb back up.
Okay. And from now that you're kind of righted up, since the rope goes right in, you can just pull yourself in.
So how are we getting in? Are we all jumping down
I'll
to grab the
just
body?
drop a rope down to you.
Yeah. Well, I'll poke my head in the window and see if there's anybody immediately visible.
It's pretty easy to tell there's not because the covered room has two doors on either, or the covered bridge has two doors on either side that go into the hillsides.
Okay,
So there's no place for anybody to hide. It's clear.
All right, I will head in and I will help them secure a rope somehow. And
Well, so the rope's already secured that's hanging the guy, so you should be able to secure the rope to the same thing.
sure, whichever way we need to do it.
Yeah.
And also, while they're getting in, I will go and make sure the door to the fort is locked, barred, etc.
The one going back toward this way?
Yeah.
That's going to require me to check something.
So who was the cleric's friends with?
His name was Estor.
I don't remember that from last
Shop
time.
smart.
Uh,
Shop Estor.
Yeah, when you when Hadasha had spoken to you about the pigeons, she had mentioned there was a priest of Chantia here.
Okay.
Pigeons.
No, I still want to get hold of the pigeons.
How many do you have still?
2.
You sent one back, right?
Yeah.
So the iron door to the north would be that direction. There's an iron door that the one on this side is an iron door and it's closed. This one is slightly ajar. So you're gonna have to pull it shut if you want.
Okay. Well, I'll just poke my grape into the room and see if there's anything there immediately visible.
You don't have dark vision.
I do not.
It's very dark. And
Okay,
you
if it's
can-
super dark in there, I won't even bother. 'Cause I can't
it
see.
looks like a corridor. What you can see kind of from residual light, there is some light that's seeping in from a covered bridge, which is made mostly of timbers. But-
Okay. Well, I think security is more important than stealth, so I'll try and close the door.
Okay, you can do so.
Okay. And is there a bar or is there a lock or anything?
On this side, there is it looks like a keyhole.
I'll try and lock the door with my thieves' tool.
All right.
Does it lock from this side? Like, could
It's
someone on the other
a
side
keyhole
just
on both sides, so it
Okay,
could be
interesting.
locked from either side.
Yeah, someone lock that up. Interesting.
8.
You attempt to lock it. You
Push
may or
the
may
door.
not have succeeded.
Pushing the door, not locked. All right, try again.
Are we all on the bridge by this time? At the bridge?
9. Okay, I just can't do it, guys.
Did you guys want to then kind of use the rope to climb down and
Yeah.
swing in?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do so.
Because if so, I would like to I want to investigate, see what tracks, like try to figure out what's the flow of traffic. Is this because there's an iron door? Are they keeping something out, or are they, like, is it out from this side or out from that side?
Make an investigation check.
6.
It looks like there is a lot of traffic through here. You see lots of like muddy goblin prints. Well, I guess kind of grubby goblin prints. There's no mud nearby, but it's clear that there's been traffic both ways.
Does the metal door, does it bar from this side or the other side? If I wanted to secure the metal door shut,
This one here?
Yeah. Is it
It
designed-
also has a keyhole, but it could.
I'm gonna have better luck with that one. We'll
Yeah.
see.
I just don't know if we should be going into the hill or into the.
Yeah, the
I
goblin
think
was
it's-
not clear.
Yeah.
I think we should go on the hill because if that's the most behind us.
That
right?
seems more interesting.
And it's
frankly.
also probably the most secure if we have
Yeah.
to fight a pitch battle.
Underhill. It's a chic name for
Yeah.
hobbits, so it's good enough for us. I go under the hill.
All right.
It's all the
Yeah,
kids talking
under
about
the
these
hill.
days.
So
We could find that bolt hole I was searching
Is
for.
the door locked?
No.
Alright. We could also set this bridge on fire, so if anyone wants to. I mean,
Including us.
yeah.
Um,
Well, we would just jump down into
it
the
is
water and
timber.
escape.
Okay. Well, let's.
Do we have lantern oil?
do I have a lantern? I don't know if I have a lantern.
I do not.
I just have torches.
I have candles. I have torches.
It just might be the ultimate, like, if that's our escape route, is, we jump down to the water and take off. Because
Yeah.
the water, does the moat connect to the river?
It
Did we see
does,
that?
yes.
Yeah. So if we had to get out, we could
Yeah.
hop down the moat and swim in safety.
All right. So yeah, I've got a torches. Let's light a torch and we'll open the door and see what's in there.
All right. Iron door, right?
Yep.
Now I have a cantrip produce flame, so if that's easier, it lasts. I mean, if I could have a light, if
Trevor?
it's
So
better.
do you have the Jolkoun Cellars map?
Yeah.
Okay, that's where
Promising.
they are.
Cellar sounds like a lower dungeon level. We either just missed the higher levels and are wildly under level for this, or to get hella treasure.
Or it's where they keep their booze.
Yeah. It's a wine cellar. It's just it's very sophisticated goblins, it turns out.
Where are they entering?
You guys are going. You guys wanted to go this way?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the rustics they have guarded.
Who's opening the door?
I'll open the door.
With the rest of you kind of crowd behind.
Well,
Wait a second. You put it that way. We're all down the other end by the wooden door.
Haha, you fell into my plan. The door flies open.
That's the
Oh, I
trap.
see. They're entering at the bridge.
The door was unlocked, so I'm not assuming it's trapped or anything like that.
I just kind of take
You're just
cover.
nearby.
We're like in SWAT team formation. We're not all just standing framed in the door frame.
and I have an arrow.
Side.
You have the arrow pointed.
Got my MP5. Right?
All right. So, Rennick. Yeah, Rennick.
Yeah.
You open the door.
Yep.
Inside, you see a large room containing more than a dozen triple bunk beds with wool mattress and storage drawers built into the beds' bases. A central table stands between two stone pillars in the middle, and a copper kettle hangs from a hook over a fireplace, which is not currently burning. You see about at least half a dozen goblins in the room.
Oops.
Which kind of look at the door as it opens, and suddenly goblin chatter fills the room, and we have 17 minutes. Do we want to try and do this battle?
We got a little bit more. We started 5 after.
Okay, roll initiative.
You can always.
14.
So that was the door you wanted to listen on. Hold that thought.
It's all right. We'll make short work of them.
There's only 6 we've seen so far. So.
Alright, it can't be that bad.
Every
Are you
bed-
still a hobgoblin?
Actually, yeah, I probably still would be. Yeah, I don't know why I would drop that disguise.
Hopefully, maybe you go first. Maybe you can bark some things at them.
Too bad I don't speak goblin. It's my translator. I got hit in the head. Don't speak.
Maybe I could yell in with some sort of thing like surprise inspection, so attention, and then you can come in.
Like the officer doesn't speak. What was the? What was it? The Dirty Dozen. Yeah, when what's his name's character in general, and he just gives him the advice like, "What? Just act like a jerk." Whatever it was.
I don't remember.
The Dirty Dozen.
Alright, Starless.
14.
Oh, no, I don't have that.
Donald Sutherland's character, I think, is the guy. That's the joke. I can't remember.
14, you said?
14.
Alright, you can go before the goblins. We'll set up 14. Carmiel.
7.
Oh, you're done.
Yeah, horrible.
Been a while.
10.
Rennick.
13.
You can also go before the goblins. The other goblins.
Other
Oh.
goblins.
That's not good.
Okay. This is gonna take some notes. I need my...
It's always the window. Good jump forward.
6 or 7. Oh, that's unfortunate for you guys. Ominous, I know. Okay. So what you see, more precisely, is a room that is 15 feet wide and about 25 feet long. There are corridors leading in either direction. But the room is, both sides are kind of crowded with bunk beds. The bunk beds notably look like human-sized, not goblin-sized. So this likely appears to be a shelter normally for the town. Not that it worked too well for them. Goblins, there's a table in the middle where there's 4 goblins seated. There's some other ones sort of lounging about on some of the beds. But until you go further into the room, it's not clear exactly how many there are. There are 6 immediately in view. So, starting with Starless.
Arrow at one at the table.
Okay.
9.
9 is going to miss.
Yeah, roll poopy.
Fortunately, they do not have their shields
Oh, wait.
on them, but...
I add my proficiency bonus to that, right?
Are you proficient with the weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
11.
Still going to miss.
Oh.
Goblins. Okay, so one of the goblins is going to spend his action waking up 2 of the other goblins.
I'll yell in Goblin, that was a warning shot. Surrender.
There are then another 2, 4, 6, 7 that are going to seize weapons and attack. Mostly, there's going to be 2 that are going to run up. Actually, one's going to run up to you because the corridor is kind of choked here.
Yeah, so
Never mind. Sorry, 1 square equals 10 feet. So it's double that weight, double the length I had described. 50 feet wide, 30 feet long. So 2 of them are going to rush up to you, Rennick.
Okay.
Both missing.
Yay.
The other 5 are going to kind of stand back and grab javelins and hurtle them mostly at you.
But their buddies are in the way?
Yeah, so they will have cover. So that'll be -2. Javelins! Wow, I rolled 2 natural ones. Looks like 2 are probably going to hit, maybe not. 13. No, an 11 misses you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does a 14 get you?
Yes.
Okay, so 1 hits for 4 points of piercing damage. And there's just sort of javelins scattered about beneath the beds, so there appears to be more to come.
There's an infinite supply.
Rennick.
I drop the torch, draw a short sword and rapier, and I go to work.
Right, 2 goblins in front of you.
I attack 1.
I'll also start to draw this.
15 versus AC.
That will hit.
For 4 points of damage.
That is enough to kill one of them.
Alright, I attack another one. Same 2 hits for 6 points of damage.
All right, you kill another one.
Nice.
So now there's a little bit more of a way in.
Let's see what I can... crap.
So there were goblins there that had just both been killed. Beds.
On the plus side, surely this will decimate the goblins. Forces in morale.
They'll crush their morale, yeah. That weaken their leadership.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And a couple over there.
I move in and in between 2 of the bunks against the wall there.
You moving around this way?
Alright, sorry.
Do you?
Where are we? We're here.
You
At the
you guys
door.
are all back here.
Okay. I just kill 2 goblins. Maybe I don't do that.
You don't want to get an opening surrounded.
No. I'm just going
Very dangerous
to
We got your back.
grab the door and get behind it for cover.
Excellent idea.
And hold it open so that one of my buddies can step up and shoot through.
Okay.
I'm behind the door.
2 goblins who look a little bit more armored are going to jump up and they will run up to who is behind Rennick?
I'm probably up in there.
Okay.
I mean, I shot an arrow at
Yeah, that's
them,
right,
so
you
I've
shot.
got to be.
Yeah, so these 2 goblins here are going to run around this way and brandishing what looks like scimitars, curved blades. They will both swing at... You were just stepping kind of behind the door?
I was grabbing the door, kind of closing it some, so that it was only
Okay.
open for 1.
I'm going to assume you were kind of up there as well. So I'm
Up there
going
as
to
well.
have 1 attack each of you guys. Tom, against you, that's going to be an 18 against AC.
That will hit.
All right. You're going to take 4 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And then these guys have Goblin Cunning, which lets them take a bonus action to disengage. So they're then going to retreat back kind of behind their buddies. Like football maneuvers going up there.
Jerks.
Oh wait, disengage just means they can use their they actually can't.
Yeah,
do
they
that.
don't. They don't.
They
They could use it to. Well, it depends.
had pretty much used all their movement to move up. So
They disengage, but they still stand
disengage,
there.
but they have to stay there. So, used to the old disengage. After the goblin bosses is Button Waddle.
Yeah, rage time.
Nice.
Ask him a
Alright.
question.
Ask them 2 questions.
Closest one is, I'm assuming, within walking distance of me.
Well, you've got 2 basically right up next to you guys.
Go to
These are
town.
the goblin bosses.
All right, axe in each hand. So the second weapon in my offhand, I don't get my strength bonus on it, but I still get my weapon proficiency on it, or I don't
For
get
your
Only
my-
attack roll,
but
on
not
your-
the damage.
yeah.
So it'll just be your straight with hand axe. It'll be a d6.
Your,
Okay.
your
So
attack roll is the
prime-
same.
prime
it's
hand is-
damage. Damage is the only thing that changes.
Prime hand is everything, and then offhand is just proficiency
Yeah.
bonus.
Well, no. Your attack roll, your rolls to hit are the same. The only thing that
Okay.
changes is your damage.
Damage is
does
oh,
not change.
fantastic.
No. You
I
are
can remember
here.
2 different
Yeah.
modifiers.
Oh, we got.
Well, that's not going to miss. That's going to miss. 20 on one hand and a 6 on the other.
You hit with the 20.
Primary.
And are you raging or?
Yep. So I get my. Oh, that's good. But it's going to be 3 plus my rage damage, so 5.
Okay, yeah. 5 points of damage. So yeah, he takes an axe in the chest, but he keeps on kicking.
For now.
He's a little tougher than the other ones. And they're both in high armor. All right, Tarmiel.
How far away are the chumpy goblins from the big guys? What's the gap between them?
There's a group about 10 feet back.
Okay, so I'm going to stick my hand over his head and burning hands. So that'll be 15-foot cone, so that should catch the 2 guys in front, then whoever you think are within 15 feet. It also might catch the bunks, and I believe burning hands ignites things that are flammable.
The only thing is, I'm trying to think about whether you
Yeah, it's what would
can
it-
actually. I'm totally down with getting them. I'm trying to think whether there's actually room between
Oh, sure, yeah,
these
no,
2
you can-
guys to get.
Well, he's
So-
a halfling. You just reach over his
Yeah,
head.
Well,
that's
no,
right,
I
that
can
works.
move if I can't end my move in their space, but I can move up.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, you can kind of nudge up past them and unleash, and we'll say
Just
you're
right
gonna
over the
get-
halfling's head.
In addition to the 2 goblin bosses there, you can get another 3 goblins in the room.
Nice.
Kind of.
All right, so that's going to be. Come on, big numbers. 6.
Oh,
1, 2, and 3.
okay, so goblin.
DC is 13.
All right, goblin bosses.
Alright.
Both fail. The other 3 goblins. Oh, I rolled a 2, a 3, and a 3.
That evens out my dice damage
Yeah.
roll.
Okay, so damage was 6, so that's going to just incinerate the 3 goblins in the back.
Alright.
The other one that got the axe in the chest will go down.
Many souls, the Book of Law.
The other one is scorched but still fighting. So now there are 5 goblins left back in the room. There's a couple in the back that have just been woken up, and 3 more near toward the middle of the room that just escaped the burning hands. And they are chattering loudly in Goblin and cursing your names that they are making up.
How do they know?
And we're back around to the top with Starless.
Now, with the one in front of me, can I shoot?
And all the beds are on fire.
Nice!
Can I shoot an arrow without any issue?
You're so disadvantaged if you're within 5 feet of him.
Okay. So I guess I will. So I can just drop my bow and grab my quarterstaff and wrap him in the head.
Yeah.
All right. I will do such. So that will be. I'm rolling poopy. I think that's just a 12. 12.
12 against the Goblin boss will miss.
Now, do I have an option to back away?
Not without provoking.
Okay, I'll
because
just-
you didn't.
I'll just stay there and hope button waddle. I hope somebody bails me out, because I should not be attacking melee.
All right.
Wait, is quarterstaff's not finesse, right?
No.
No, I should have used my other.
Okay. That's how we learn. Goblins are next. So the 5 goblins that are still in the back of the room, one of them will drop, well, it doesn't have a javelin at the moment, so it will instead pull out a mace and run up next to one of the goblin bosses, and it's going to swing at, you 2 guys are in the front at the moment, so it's going to swing at you, Button Waddle. And
Is a scimitar finesse?
I think it is, yeah.
13 against AC.
Miss.
All right. The other 4 goblins are going to be suffering some cover from their allies, so they will seize more javelins, though, and throw them at the 2 guys in the front. And you had moved back, yeah.
They'd probably still be able to see me, though.
Yeah.
I'd be in the doorway.
Sure, let's actually just have to each of you guys. Let's see, -2 and +2, 15 against AC.
You pointing at me or?
Sorry, you, Mike.
Yeah, that'll hit.
An 11
Miss.
against you, and that'll miss against you, and another one against you. That's 17 against AC.
17 will hit.
All right, so 4 piercing damage to you, Tarmiel, and 4 damage to you.
Now I have
Fred
resistance
Milano.
and rage for
Yep.
piercing, so
Yes.
that's 2.
Yep. And they chatter with delight as a few of the javelins strike true. Rinnick.
My buddies are kind of in front. You can occupy the same space for a part of your move, but not your whole move. So you could.
I think it's probably something we'll have to make sure. I don't. Though I'm sure the rules say something about it.
Because right now, if that's true, then I could just step into your space and attack and step back, right?
You would provoke, though.
Well, I can also cutting action to
Yeah.
Disengage.
Yeah.
disengage.
So you can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
For the purpose of this session, it's fine to just do that.
Right, so that's what I'll do.
I mean, it's tricky, right? Because you're thinking, you can try to think of it in terms of miniatures, but if you're thinking more narratively, like what I just reached my hand out over his head and flame it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I cast my spell. So
Yeah,
it wouldn't
and you
catch
kind
it.
of dart up past your allies, strike, and then tumble
Yeah.
back.
In miniatures reality, we're 5 by 5 by 5 cubes, so we just bounce against each other. But in the
Clonk,
narrative
clonk,
reality,
clonk.
like the movie or the fiction, you picture the guy reaching out and things like
Yeah.
that.
All right, well then I will dance in and attack a couple of 2 goblins up there.
Yeah, there's a goblin boss and then a regular goblin.
I will attack a goblin boss. Oh, I might miss. Yeah, I think I did. 11.
Yep, that'll miss.
I will attack the other one for 16.
That will hit. Sorry, that was against the goblin boss or the other goblin?
Oh, the other goblin.
Okay. Oh, so you're doing kind of a wow.
Yes, and 6 points of damage.
All right, you slay it. 4 goblins left in the room, 1 goblin boss up front. Or 5 goblins total. So that brings us to the goblin boss, which, boy, it is not thrilled about the raging barbarian in front.
Like a baboon.
But,
You're just gonna switch different zombie types.
you are certainly
Things you do.
the most intimidating up there, so he will unwittingly
Gorilla.
swing his scimitar at you. Ooh, crit. So that's going to do double dice damage for 9 points of slashing damage.
Resistant. So that's going to be. Okay, I dropped the half point.
Okay.
It was wrote down.
And then he's going to use his Goblin Cunning to use his bonus action to disengage, and then use his movement to retreat.
So he hits
back
you
to
as
the room.
hard as he can and says, "This doesn't seem to be working."
Yeah.
And he runs.
And he runs actually back this way. Button Waddle. The way in is
right
clear.
after him.
Gorilla.
Most of the other goblins have been hanging back, so they're not going to. You're not going to provoke.
7s aren't going to hit him, are they?
Afraid not. No. You're so furious that you're just like destroying stuff on your way. And the room is actually starting to fill up with a little bit of smoke from the beds.
Oops.
Oops. I mean, yay.
After
Cause confusion and delay.
Button Waddle is Tarmiel.
Can I see the boss from here, or will I have to move into the room?
You will have to move into the room.
All right, I'll move into the room behind the barbarian, and I'll try to Eldritch Blast the big boss man. Big boss. I'll miss. At least I rolled a 1 on the damage die.
All right.
Oh, wait, no, it's a bonus action to do 2-weapon fighting, so I can't do the bonus action of cutting action to step back.
That's right.
But normal movement, you can move.
Yeah.
Starless.
Okay.
I will pick my bow back up. And did you say you missed that guy?
Yeah.
I will shoot the boss.
You'll have to move into the room to do that.
Yeah, I was already almost in. So I'll move into the room and shoot the boss with a crit.
Nice.
So a crit is double.
Yep.
Yeah, roll twice your dice, but only once your modifiers.
Do you have proficiency to damage?
No.
No, okay. So then 8.
8 points of damage is enough to fell him.
Nice.
Jerk hit me.
You are in. So now both of you are pretty far in. From down the hallway, you can see there is a now under the light of the fire. Another chamber beyond here, and further down the hallway, it looks like there's a figure moving. A goblinoid figure moving toward you. The two of you. It's kind of hard to see through the
I'm ready.
darkness. You have a dark vision, so you can see.
Yeah, I'll, goblin sized or
Goblin
like,
sized, yeah.
Shaman size?
Don't squeeze
Yes,
the shaman.
shaman shaved.
Yeah. Well, if you
To
start
me,
off
that's
with,
fun sized.
yeah, start off away, we can get maybe a shot or two in at him.
All right, and the goblins are going to swarm. The 4 goblins remaining in the room are going to swarm the 2 of you guys, swinging at you
Were
with.
you in the room too?
I'm in the room, yeah.
Oh, you are. Okay.
Yeah, I had to move up to be able to see him.
In that case, they're actually going to steer clear of the raging barbarian and swarm you guys.
So the big hands in my back pocket, so.
Swinging maces at you. So that's going to be against you, Tom, a 15 against AC.
Hit.
2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow!
Against you, Mike, I have a 14 against AC and a 16 against AC.
Those both hit.
2 points of bludgeoning damage each.
Okay, so let's see that one. So taking 3. So 15.
Trevor, are we going to run up against time, or do we want to?
Close to it. How close are you to finishing the combat?
I was going to try and get through one more round of initiative.
seems
Those guys are
reasonable.
dead, so
Go for it.
let's do that. Rennick.
Right. There's 4 goblins left?
Yep.
Alright, then I will move up to some goblins next to my companions. Let's see. Do I have advantage because they're in melee with my buddies? Okay.
Oh, no, you
No.
have sneak attack, not advantage on
Not
sneak attack.
Right, but that's not in the sneak attack. Whatever. So I will attack and probably miss with, oh no, maybe not. 13
13 hits.
or 10. Take
You
that.
slay it.
Attack again. Oh, maybe not. 12.
That will. No, sorry, hit, because they don't have their shields.
For 4.
Kills it. Just 2 left. Button waddle.
Can I make it to the guy down the hallway and still attack?
I don't believe so.
Oh yeah, there it is.
You should probably take out the dudes.
You're about. It's about 60 feet away. It's also in the dark, and there's a well between.
So how many goblins are left in the room?
2.
Are they close enough together that I could do attack on the 2 separate ones, or I have to do both on one?
They're close enough together, yeah.
All right.
Because I'm assuming when he went up and
Oh,
dispatched
Oh
2.
my goodness.
Wow. I'm rolling doubles again.
Yeah, right.
Even lower this time. And I'm just 1 off from using my lucky skill. So
Okay, so the barbarian is continuing to destroy things, but not
Smashing
goblins.
beds
Tarniel.
destroyed.
Am I engaged by any of them?
I probably would have cleaned them off.
Yeah, so let's say you're clear.
That way?
Alright, so I'm going to use Eldritch Blast over the remaining goblins. And I'll get a 15 for 7 damage.
Alright, you kill it. There's 1 goblin left in the room, and I think we'll wrap up there as the goblin shaman joins the fight next
Nice.
time.
All right.